February 11, 1847 to October 18, 1931, was an American inventor and businessman. While managing his company, Edison General Electric, before its merger with Thomson Houston Electric, he invented many devices that had a good impact on humanity around the world, such as the invent of the phonograph and cinematographic machine, additionally to the sensible long-lasting incandescent light bulb. He also developed several devices like power generator, mass communication, audio recording and motion pictures, implementing the principle of production, organized science and large-scale teamwork for the invention process, and established the Menlo Park Industrial Science Lab in 1876. Edison owns 1,093 U.S. patents bearing his name, further as several patents in France and Germany. His these advanced fields was the fruit of his early career as a telegrapher. Edison developed the electrical power generation system and distributed it to homes, companies and factories, which led to a fundamental development within the world of contemporary industries. The primary wattage plant that he built is found on Burrell Street, Manhattan, New York, which is at the Burrell Street Station. 17. Edison established his first laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey, and later established a vegetable laboratory in Fort Myers, Florida, in cooperation with businessmen Henry Ford and Harvey S. Firestone, also established a laboratory in West Orange, New Jersey, and also established the world's first film studio, Black Maria, within the same location. Edison was married twice and had 6 children. He died in 1931 from complications of diabetes. Citation needed. Edison was born in Milan, Ohio, USA, and grew up in Port Huron, Michigan. He's of Dutch descent. He was the 7th and last son of Samuel Edison (1804–1896) and Nancy Matthews Elliott (1810–1871). His father had to escape Canada due to his participation within the failed Mackenzie Revolution in 1837. 19. Young Edison was often absent-minded in class, described by his teacher as rotten. Edison completed 3 months of formal schooling. Edison later recalls, "My mother made me, she believed in me, I felt my life had a purpose, someone I couldn't dissatisfied." His mother taught him reception. 20. His reading of Parker's science books, A College of Physical Science, greatly contributed to his education. Edison suffered from hearing problems at an early age, and his deafness was attributed to repeated bouts of scarlatina during childhood without treatment for bodily cavity infections. During the center of his career, Edison's hearing disorder was said to have been caused by a train operator hitting him within the ears after his chemical lab caught fire in a very carriage and he was thrown together with his device and chemicals off the train in Kimball, Michigan. Within the last years of his life, Edison modified the story and said that the accident occurred when a train operator helped him board the train by lifting him by his ears. 21-22 Edison's family moved to Port Huron, Michigan, in 1854, after the low level of labor, and his life there was sweet and bitter. 23 He sold candy and newspapers on trains running from Port Huron to Detroit, and he sold vegetables to supplement his income. He also states that he studied analysis and conducted chemical experiments on the train until an accident prevented further work. Edison obtained the right to sell newspapers on the road with 4 assistants, launching a weekly publication called the Grand Trunk Herald. From this work, Edison began many entrepreneurial projects, in addition as discovering his talents as an entrepreneur. These talents eventually led to the creation of 14 companies, including General Electric, which remains one in all the world's largest publicly traded companies. Beginning of his career, Thomas Edison began his career in Newark, New Jersey, where he invented the automated repeater and other advanced telegraph devices, but the invention that first made him famous was in 1877, where he invented the phonograph. This feat was totally unexpected even by the overall public for it to be considered magical. Edison became called the Wizard of Menlo Park, in New Jersey. The first phonograph was recorded on a tin drum, but it had poor sound quality and will only make recordings sometimes. Later the model was redesigned using wax-coated cardboard cylinders by Alexander Graham Bell, Chichester Bell, and Charles Sumner Tyner. This was one amongst the explanations that encouraged Thomas Alva Edison to continue functioning on the complete phonograph.